Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Happy Hoya-Days. My name is Sarah, and today we are actually talking about one of my personal favorite Hoyas. I know I say that about a lot, but this one, yes, it truly is. It's the Hoya Nummularioides. So a beautiful, beautiful plant, huge, thick, fuzzy leaves, and these are truly, truly fuzzy. Like they feel like velvet when you touch them. They're really, really thick and sturdy. You can see I can kind of try to bend it, and it's not actually going to bend. So this is a beautiful leaf that I truly, truly love. Before I get too far into it, take a moment, just hit subscribe, hit like, just do it. You're going to be joining us every single day for Happy Hoya-Days. So back to the Hoya Nummularioides and the reasons that it is on my top favorite list. So not only does it have these big, beautiful leaves, but this is actually for me, and all of these, anytime I say this about a plant, it's for me. It is a very, very fast grower. So this, when I first got it, actually started out as two kind of short little stems, and I got that probably, in, I don't know, May, something like that. So in just a few months, it's put on a ton of growth, and you can see all these peduncles that are on it. Hopefully you can see all of those. They're just everywhere. So this fall, it actually put on a ton of peduncles and bloomed for me, which I know a lot of Hoyas take a couple years. You have to really let them establish, and then they'll bloom. This one, I mean, just started putting out peduncles like crazy. A little bit about the flowers on this one. They are white with a pink center, and they are extremely fragrant. So if you are somebody who is very sensitive to fragrance, or you're keeping your plants in a smaller sort of room, I don't know that I would recommend this particular plant. I know a lot of people end up putting them outside or putting them in a different room when they're in bloom because the fragrance is so strong. It's not necessarily unpleasant, at least to my nose. It smells very floral. It smells maybe like when you get a strong bouquet of lilies or something like that, and the scent kind of takes over. Mine actually live in my living room right near a west-facing window, and so the fragrance kind of dissipates through the whole house and doesn't become too overwhelming for me, but you can definitely smell it when you first walk in the door. So like I said, this one actually lives right near a west-facing window. It gets quite a bit of evening west-facing sun. It does get filtered through some trees, things like that, and it's not right up against the window, but it does get some direct evening sunlight at times. And since I've moved it there, it has started to put on growth. It has put on all these peduncles, so it's going to stay there for a while. As far as watering goes, this one is another one that I just kind of neglect and let it do its own thing. The leaves are very, very handy on this one because they're so thick and they're so immovable. All I do is I just kind of come by and I check them. And if I feel like they're getting a little bit soft, or I can see that they're getting a little wrinkly on the backs, which this one isn't, I just watered it. But if it were getting a little wrinkly, I would give it some water. Otherwise, it's probably every 2 or 2.5 weeks that it actually gets any water. The potting mix, you can see, is very, very chunky. Again, a lot of orchid bark in there, and it has just been thriving in there. A quick little bit about the background of this plant. It is actually native to Cambodia and Laos, and it was first published in 1912. So I think that does it for one of my favorite Hoyas, the Hoya Nummularioides. Definitely one, if you want one that's going to flower for you, one that's going to be a very easy care, and you're just dying to get those peduncles and the fragrance isn't going to bother you, this is one that I would strongly recommend. Just barring that thing about the fragrance, that's the only drawback that I can see to this one. One of my personal favorite easy grow Hoyas. Thank you guys so much for joining me again today on Happy Hoya-Days. Come back tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed so that you can come back and we'll talk about another Hoya. And be sure to leave in the comments below what's your favorite Hoya that we've talked about so far. So thank you guys again so much for joining me today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.